These niggas, they gon' die. Die, die.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Mes Show. It's Mes, and today we got a special guest. We got my man Ezko.
Yeah, what's good?
All right, bro. So I'm gonna start off with something quick. Yo, bro, how'd you get your name? Like, what, Ezko? Is that like part of your real name or?
Well, that name is actually like it's gone through a couple changes throughout time. It's been Ezko for the longest. The reason why I had to change it was because there's a bunch of other artists named Ezko, and I figured to make it easy for myself, the Go thing also came as I had this session and this kid like screamed Go Ezko. Like I had a feature with a friend of mine. She brought her son, and in the session he was like Go Ezko, and it just kind of stuck out to me.
Okay.
So I just kind of took that. I also even took his voice and made it a tag. So.
Oh, like a beat tag?
Like like a vocal tag. For
okay,
like,
okay, that's
like
tough.
Alright.
Hell yeah.
But Ezko actually came from I used to read the Boondocks like in the they had a comic strip, and they had a comic strip in the Washington Post, I think, and I used to read them every morning. My uncle got me this like the actual book from Aaron Magruder before like it came out like as the show.
Okay. And
in one of the strips, Riley like took over the block, and he was like, oh, my new name is Riley Escobars, aka JR Paper Stacks, aka Horse Choker.
Yo, I remember that. Because what was the name of it called? Woodcrest or something like that? Woodcrest, yeah. And
he was like, oh, this is the Boonies. I'm taking over. The name just kind of stuck out to me because at the time I was also like really big into Nas and like more
like the lyrical,
yeah,
like the
more
old school hip hop,
yeah, boom bap type shit.
Yeah. So
like the name just kind of stuck out to me. I went from there, and it's gone through changes over to become Go Ezko.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so like, bro, are you from Baltimore, bro? Or are you from like the DMV area?
I'm from the DMV area. I'm actually West African. I'm from Cameroon.
Okay.
And I came over here like as a kid. I was born there. Came over here as a kid. Went back to school there. Been back and forth for a lot of different reasons.
How was the transition from living in Cameroon to the American life, especially in the DMV? Because I know it's like a little bit unique area from other. Because you hear people moving like from like all like these different countries to like the big hubs like New York, LA. Like how was the experience in the DMV being from that area?
Well, I came here when I was like a kid. I was 4 years old, so pretty much like I didn't really have a culture to claim my own in the first place. So I really came here and claimed the American culture kind of as my own. So if anything, it was kind of more difficult when I went back because I wasn't really used to it. Like my childhood developmental years were here. So everything I came to love, came to know, came to, grow and know really was the American culture, the American system, and a lot more of that.
Okay, like did you use any of your influences from your home? Like did you use any of your influences from your home country like in your music or any like that? Does it like?
Yeah, it's a lot more subtle though. It's really more so like my influences would probably be more like my Cameroonian influences would probably be found more so in like the flows that I use, the types of like the production, like the way maybe like the drums would hit, sometimes even in my delivery, and sometimes also like the way I pronounce words would like cut a certain way because of like an undertone accent really. Okay. And like exactly, and my cadences and flows like that's more so inspired by that. But besides that, maybe even some melodies that I might use, but I wouldn't really know because I didn't really get to know much of Cameroon music.
Okay. Well, so would you say your dad is what got you into music?
No, so actually like so I had a cousin who was a rapper when I was in Cameroon, and like a family friend type of cousin, and he was like into rap. And like, I was growing up in my adolescent years, and I just saw him like get all the girls, like he was dressed cool, like so it was
always fresh. He was,
you know what I mean? It was like one of those things, like damn, I want to be like that, like, and and even still, I wasn't into rap, but like I used to actually write poems. And one day he was just like, yo, like you could just like rap these, right? And I'm like, what do you mean, like fucking? I'm like, what?
I could see like, so would you say like at that age, did you think it was so hard to like rap?
Yeah, it's just like I just couldn't imagine that all it took was for me to write some a couple things that rhymed and sounded cool for it to be a rap. So doing like like all he did to convince me was like he just literally beatboxed and told me to rap one of my poems. And as I did it and heard what it sounded like, I was convinced. I was like, oh shit, like.
So let me ask you a question. So during this time period, was it the boom bap style he was doing? Or was it kind of like the newer flows?
It was like, so he was into like, the Locks, like Kanye, like he was
Kanye,
into
okay.
like the,
so old Kanye or like 808s?
Like
Kanye,
like before that, like Graduation, before, you know what I'm saying, like around that period.
Yeah, I don't know
he
how
was into like, well, more so, let me say he was into more so like the New York, like the Memphis Bleak, like the Rough Riders, State Property, like, you know what I'm saying, he was into like those types of rappers, like the New York,
like you said, Nas, like the very heavy East Coast influence.
Exactly.
Okay.
So he was into that. He would dress like that, the whole nine. So, and I was just kind of like, I like that. I want to replicate, like, do my own thing, you know, just kind of live what a rapper, pretty much the lifestyle.
I can see, because it's like, but think about it, especially like, because when I was growing up, like, I would see the artists and stuff like that, well, the tall tees. For me, like, when I remember people who wear tall tees, and I thought that was pretty cool. But, like, is that, like, wait, did that grab you, like, the tall tee fashion? Or was
honestly, like, again, I was impressionable, and I didn't even really know who I was. So, like, kind of anything that I saw that a lot of other people, if I notice, oh, a lot of people are doing this, oh, it looks cool enough to me, you know what I mean? Oh, I do it.
Why not, right?
Right.
Literally, why not? Yeah, I feel you.
So, you know, and it's just kind of like, it's one of those things where, like, when you are kind of trying to find yourself, you kind of want to try different things and see what you like, you know what I mean? So, it was that type of thing. Okay.
Talking about, like, you know, finding yourself. Did you, like, your musical background, did you experiment with any other genres besides rap?
It's actually funny because I listen to a lot of rock. I listen to a lot of rock.
Like
I listen to a lot of pop. I was very into like emo stuff, so I listened to like a lot of Breaking Benjamin, Flyleaf.
Okay, I can relate.
3 Doors Down. What is it? 3 Doors Down, I think.
3 Days Grace.
3 Days Grace.
Yeah, I always confuse those two a little bit.
You know what I'm saying? My Chemical Romance,
Solid
Fall Out
Band,
Boys, like all like
Panic at the Disco.
Panic at the Disco.
Yeah, they were
Mission to Mars. Like I was listening to a lot of all of that.
Okay,
shit.
yeah.
Actually, one of my favorite bands is Jimmy Eat World. I love Nirvana. Like I was listening to a lot of rock. So and I got into listening to that because I wanted to expand like my style of writing. I didn't just want to stick to the 3 bars, 2 hooks, you know what I'm saying, systematic format of a song. So I figured in order to like really boost how my creativity, I would allow myself to be influenced by other styles of songs and song structures, melodies, ranges.
So with the emo stuff, would you say that actually influenced your style, like more, like in your music?
Yeah.
Like, which is the emo? Okay.
For sure.
Because I listen to some of your tracks, and you know, you definitely like the heavy hip hop foundation is there for sure. The melodic tones is definitely there, but you know, it's hard to decipher as the emo thing because it's like, it's like almost there, but you like right before you get to like that almost like that, I guess, but you could say more the alternative sound. You bring it back to the roots, like you don't like. It's pretty cool, man. How you range your sound. I thought it was pretty cool. Like you're very versatile.
Thank you.
I gotta give you that, man.
I try to like I don't want to box myself in, and I don't want my fans to really. It's crazy to say, but I don't want them to like develop an expectation. Like the only expectation that I want them to have is, oh, it's gonna be great. I don't want them to think, oh, it's gonna be boom bap. Oh, it's gonna be trap.
Just sad rap.
Oh, it's gonna be some sad rap. Like I just want them to. Oh, if it's coming from him, it's gonna be dope. That's all I want them to expect.
Okay, that's fire. Yeah.
So
yeah, that's lit.
I try to, and I also developed early on like a mindset to want to be able to make music to any type of sound. So I could get on some Pitbull shit if I wanted to. I could get on some, you know what I'm saying, some Flow Rider shit if I wanted to.
Okay,
I could get on some Soulja Boy shit if I wanted to. I could get on some Drake shit if I wanted to. I could literally do anything.
Just the whole 9 yards.
Yes.
I feel you. So, you say you don't want to get boxed in as an artist. So, did you ever have like a main style of yours that always stuck with you, like almost?
Yeah.
Like originally, like not now, like you know what I'm saying, like.
Yeah. There's one particular style that I've been into that I've definitely it's stuck with me, and I've been developing it as I've gone along to make my style. But I've always been into conversationalist rap, which is like more so like it's almost like you're having the artist is having a conversation with the listener, and they're sharing a message. You know, maybe they're teaching you something, maybe they're sharing something about their life that could inspire you. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're telling you a secret. Maybe they're letting you in on some bullshit that's going on in their life. It could be drama. It could be a celebration. It could be anything. But it feels conversational. It's not necessarily, oh, I'm about to flex on you. Okay. Oh, I'm about to, you feel me? It's more like, this is what I'm dealing with.
It's more personal. Would you say that's similar to spoken word? Or
kind
maybe,
of.
Okay, because like I'm trying to wrap my head around it, because the conversationalist, you know, that's actually a bad new term I've heard, you know, when it comes down to this music. And because, you know, we all listen to spoken word music. Right. It's kind of like pretty much just, I don't know how to describe it. It's like literally a poem, but just like offbeat. But like it's pretty interesting, you know. They talk about some artists tend to head for like the real trippy vibe, and then they're kind of like you said, because I used to listen to a lot of alternative artists and stuff that would do the spoken word, and some of them were like a little bit out there. But you know, it's cool, man. To each his own. Like I tried spoken word before.
Right.
That's my style. I don't have the creativity for it, man. Like
you probably do, man. Like you'd be surprised.
I guess it depends on how the feeling of the artist himself at the time. Yeah.
I think what our biggest problem is as artists is that we overthink the final product, because 9 times out of 10, the listener or the person on the other side of what it is that your art is doesn't know what's wrong and what's right until you tell them or allow them to think that.
You know what? Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I figured this out when I got into painting.
Okay.
Because I would paint something and see all the flaws or see all the mistakes that I made, but I would show someone else and they'd be like, yo, this is amazing. There's nothing wrong on this.
Yo, this is hard. Yo, let's show them this, bro. Like, this is hard. If we're talking about the painting, bro, let's show them. Oh, this is so tough.
This is a Mario painting I did.
It's fire. Yeah. Bro, so I see, so like I said, like you said, you started painting. Is that another way you've been creatively expressing yourself now? Like,
yeah, for sure.
So, because I've noticed, like I said beforehand, I had no idea you were a painter until I started seeing. I was like, yo, damn,
I didn't know I was either.
Sick. Oh, you just recently started this?
I started painting like a month ago.
Damn, bro, I've been seeing you posting some sick ass pieces. Like,
yeah.
Oh, what? I've been like, I really had no idea. I was like, yo, shit. Like, did it just hit you out of nowhere? You just
it's like I had been wanting to paint since because the only time I ever painted something before these was I took color theory at when I went to school when I went to Montgomery College.
Okay.
So I took color theory, and this style wasn't even the style that I actually wanted to do. These were more like test runs or whatever.
Okay.
So but I had always like kind of imagined what I wanted to do. One day I was just like, yo, I'm bored, like I'm tired, like I'm not really feeling like making beats right now. I'm not really feeling like writing any songs. Let me go get some canvases, some paint, and see what the fuck I do. And these are the result of that.
Is this just the Mario painting, bro? Is there like a
so this is actually the part 2 of a 2-part painting that I did, where Luigi's the DJ and Mario has the microphone. The Luigi painting is actually at Salvage Baltimore right now. It's at a denim store on I think North Calvert Street, or like that street where the Crown is at.
Yeah. I think Charles
Street. I think.
Something like that. Yeah.
But a bunch of my paintings are there on display and shit.
So growing up, what artists did you look up to, or if any at all?
I was and still am a huge Lil Wayne fan. Lil Wayne definitely.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Lil Wayne was like, so it's like kind of like when I saw my cousin and I was inspired by him. Lil Wayne definitely took me to another like, yo, like there came a time where I literally wanted to be Lil Wayne. Like,
yo, that's lit. Yo,
you know what I mean? Like.
Lil Wayne was like the staple. Dude, he was the staple. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, no, like to this day, like Lil Wayne has inspired generations of artists. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you look at most artists now, they're walking in his footsteps. Like the tattoos, the grills, like, you know what I'm saying?
Because I've heard other artists before say that a lot of people are like clones of Lil Wayne. I wouldn't say clones. I would say more like influence, because like
exactly. That's why I said walking in his footsteps.
Like, it's been what's the last time like Lil Wayne? I can't remember the last time Lil Wayne was like actually like really. I mean, he still is big, but it's been like 10 years, and like a lot of artists do, like I said, are influenced by him, and that's why he never like you know, like he never really died. Like you said, you wanted to be like Lil Wayne. One point, like we were younger.
What it was, he went like super hard. Like, you know what I mean? Like he started the whole idea of dropping a shit ton of music. He started the flooding the market with music. You know what I mean? So this day, the way to get on as an artist is to give people a shit ton of free music.
Not only that's true, and not only but like I feel like he made. I'm gonna get shit for this, but I feel like he made remixing big.
Yeah.
Because there were straight mixtapes that I'm like, damn, dude. Like sometimes, like I would listen to some of these beats he would be going. I'm like, damn, he's better than the original.
Exactly.
And I'm like,
nah, for sure.
Shit, like
for sure.
Like it would just kind of like made me think like, yo, like, damn, what is Lil Wayne like, bro? Why is he so good at like just rapping?
And like when he made the like it pretty much made it so that when he made the claim that he was the best rapper alive, it wasn't hard to believe.
I definitely believe that shit too.
You know what I'm saying?
I still believe it to this day. I ain't gonna lie to you, like
exactly. So, yeah, it was very fun to watch Lil Wayne, like, you know what I'm saying, become who he is now. Well, not who he is now, but who he
was back in like 2010, 20. Yeah, because there's a era
before,
like prime.
Before voting for Trump and shit.
Yeah, that was kind of wild when I saw that. I had to refresh the page like 5 times real quick. I was like, holy shit. What artists dead or alive would you collab with?
Notorious B.I.G. is definitely one of my favorite rappers too. So I would love to just be in a studio session with him. Period. Whether a song came out or not, like I'd be blessed to be in a studio session with the Notorious B.I.G. Rest in peace.
How about Tupac?
I'm a Tupac fan too, but I Biggie over Tupac. I'm sorry.
Nah, bro, I feel you. I'm the same way.
It's just his flows, the cadences, like the subject matter. It's exciting. Not to say that Tupac's subject matter wasn't exciting. It's just preference. Don't kill me. It's just my preference.
Understandable. And like I said, you were influenced by the East Coast.
Yeah.
The East Coast flows. Like that does make a lot of sense. So, bro, what's up 2021, bro? Like, you got any future collabs we should know about?
Honestly, like 2021, I do have a son on the way. So that's like my biggest priority right now. I am going to continue to like make music, drop projects and stuff like that. I have a shit ton of songs in the vault that I'm probably gonna, you know what I'm saying, let people have in 2021 as well.
So you got a few tapes dropping?
Well, I would honestly, I would love to like give people a whole bunch of projects. It's just like making art is expensive as hell. Like people forget making shit is expensive as hell. So like, and like, you know, there's multiple ways to go about making art, but the easiest way is to treat it like business. You feel me? So, and treating it like business, like I said, shit is expensive. So it's difficult. You feel me? So personally, I prefer to make one project that I think is like the best, but I'll make a bunch of songs, pick the best ones that fit the theme, fit the you know, the idea, and put those songs as a project.
Okay, so well, actually, this is like a big project, man. You got a big project coming through. I can't wait, honestly, for it to.
I have a couple different titles I'm going through, a couple different concepts, and I'm gonna record a whole bunch more songs. So, yeah. I do want to give people a sequel to my first project, Sleep, that I put out. I do want to give people either a sequel to Dirt Rap, or maybe just another trilogy, but I try to give people different series and different ideas.
You're a believer of you got to give people what they want, or you kind of moving like in your own time, you know what I'm saying?
Well, this is something that I learned that I want to share to every artist that's watching out there, because when I figured this out, like, the sooner you figure this out, the more money you can make as an artist, period, right? Think about it like McDonald's, and my examples are weird, but if you're on my frequency, you'll get it. Think about it like McDonald's, right? McDonald's has different types of burgers. They have let's say they have a cheeseburger, right? They have the cheeseburger. They have the Big Mac. They have a chicken sandwich. Let's use those as the examples, right? Which one do you think people buy the most? People buy the cheeseburger or the Big Mac, right?
Yeah, Big Mac, yeah.
Okay. Let's say they buy the cheeseburger the most because I think it's the cheapest out of all of them. Or it's the McChicken.
Dollar menu. I don't even know.
Let's say it's the McChicken.
Right.
The McChicken is the cheapest one. So let's say the McChicken is what people buy the most, right? So if people buy the McChicken the most, make the McChicken the most.
Right.
Because that's gonna be your bread and butter. While you're making the McChicken, don't be scared to make the Big Mac. Don't be scared to make another sandwich that's better than the Big Mac. Don't be scared to continue to try to make these better sandwiches. Because as long as the McChickens are selling, you can continue to make your experiments.
Okay, I see what you're
You see what I'm saying? A lot of us artists, where we fuck up is the fact that we continue to only try to make the Big Mac or the next thing from the Big Mac, and then we completely ignore the McChicken.
So pretty much as long as you keep working, don't be afraid to go out of your comfort zone?
No, it's like keep going out of your comfort zone, but make sure to continue to give people what they fell in love with from the beginning.
Okay, that way, actually, that way you still have people around, because
that way you continue, the people that are around stay, and then you continue to gather new fans with your experimental new shit. You drop, for example, you have you're putting out the projects that people are fucking with,
right.
But you're also once in a while, let me tease them with this new single and see what types of fans fuck with it. You feel me?
Nah,
or let me drop this alternative project. See what types of fans I get from that. See how many of the old fans fuck with this too.
So keep your options open, pretty much.
Exactly.
Oh. So what's your opinion on vaccines? You're like, yay or nay?
So like, I mean, I don't know, man. If you feel like, you know what I'm saying, you need that shit, go get that shit. If you feel like you don't, be safe. That's all I could say. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel
you know, we're all grown, and I don't really believe in telling people what to do. I believe in giving people suggestions, but I don't believe in telling people what to do.
You can't force anyone. They don't want to take it, they won't take it.
Yeah.
So, alright, man. So right now, because it's such a hot topic at this current time, Stimmy checks. What do you think? Like, what's the first thing we think about Stimmy Check, bro?
When I think about Stimmy Check, when I hear the word Stimmy Check, I think of I think of the first one. And what I did with the first one actually was I treated that shit like an advance from the label, real shit. Like literally, like I booked studio time, I booked photo shoots, I did a whole bunch of. I literally started my brand with like some of my stimulus check. Like Come Alive was started with. So pretty much, I took part of my money and I paid a designer to make my logos and some illustrations, and then like I went and got someone to print the shirts and stuff like that. I did a little pre-sale, you know what I'm saying? Literally in a week I sold out.
Really?
So yeah, my first time.
That's lit. That's lit. Yo, plug your shit in real quick, bro.
Yeah, I mean, y'all can check me out. Actually, my size down right now because you know what I'm saying, we coming back. You feel me? I'm working on season 2 right now, so my website's down. But when we're back, it'll be undeadcomealive.com. We got fresh shit, and yeah, like. I try to make the same with my clothes. I try to give a certain amount of depth to it. I try to give warmth and depth to all my art. Okay. So like the colors I use, the designs, the images, everything I do is like thought into. So like even like the brand name is Come Alive. Like that's an instruction, and it's like it's a suggestion as well. It's like, if you're gonna be here, if you're gonna come, make sure that you come alive, like, you know what I mean?
Like be more like engaged.
Exactly. Like, you know what I'm saying? The whole thing is a call to action. It's really like it's like, I feel like there's a lot of people that are walking as dead people. They're walking like zombies. They
no reason, just like
pointless.
What's it? Without seeing it, faithless living almost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. They have nothing to believe in. They have nothing they want. So really Come Alive to me is to inspire those people to want more for themselves. Or if you're already one of those people, you can align yourself and inspire other people to get to that level.
I think that honestly, I think that that's probably the best way when you start actually like inspiring people. When you start in, like, people just start actually like, damn, because like you said, do you believe in vibes, bro? Like,
yes, for sure.
Okay, like you know, like how do you feel about the term positive and bad vibes and stuff like that? Just because it's such like a lot of people tend to overuse it. Like, what does vibes really mean to you?
To me, a vibe is like the energy you create by yourself or amongst other people.
Okay.
A vibe can be shared, and a vibe can exist on its own.
Really?
So yeah, I mean, because for example, if I'm sitting making my beat on my computer, I'm in a vibe of my own. If I'm sitting painting a picture, I'm in a vibe of my own. If I'm sitting sharing any type of energy in my own surrounding, I'm in a vibe of my own. Now, if I'm carrying on any of these actions, and honestly, anything can really carry a vibe. So if I'm doing anything with some other person, that's a shared vibe. You feel me? So that's how I look at it, because I mean, a vibe to me is energy.
I could say, yeah, like I said, people be at shows as soon as, you know, like when you're like when you play shows, you know what I'm saying, like before COVID pretty much destroyed the industry,
right?
Like I said, like, you know, depending on like your energy, you probably had people jumping and, you know, like going off to your music, you know what I'm saying? Right. I did catch some footage, you know, of your shows, man. Hella, I fuck with the energy. I seen people jumping. I was like, I want to say there was a show of Fillmore. I do not know what artist you were opening for.
Yeah, I opened for Pusha T. I've opened for a different couple of different artists at the Fillmore.
I seen that, like, when you were performing, like, people were jumping and all that. I was like, okay, cool, man. Like, you know, I fuck with the vibe. Like, you know, the whole, like, there's some energy, there's some artists that have, like, lower energy and all that, but sometimes those artists with lower energy, like, it's almost like, I guess in a way they express it, and like it just, like you said, back to the vibes, it's kind of like it soothes like a little like tsunami wave, you know what I'm saying? And like, you know, some people vibe, you know, with the more like funk sound and all that. That's lit. But like I said, like I want, I can't remember the song you were playing, but yeah, either way, it was lit. Like
the thing is, like, so what I do is, like, for me, so that's another thing about dirt rap is, like, before I started working on the project Dirt Rap, I changed my sound to more so a sound that I could perform, because like I fell in love with the way Travis Scott would perform and get the whole crowd to rage.
Yo, he was wild.
So from like my rock influences, even before it became popular, I had been doing like a lot of, I would consider it thrasher rap, like where like they would, it's kind of like punk rap where you talk a lot of shit, like pretty much what a lot of the people are doing now.
Just fast, like beats, like a like.
But so I was like really into that even before it became like really popular with Rico Nasty and a lot of the other punk rappers. Like I was trying to like create that as a sound for myself, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna say I invented it, but like I was on it very early. So like seeing Travis do that, I always wanted to like make music that could get that reaction from a crowd. So I started working on music that in my head, when I performed it, I could get that reaction from a crowd. However, now the more I performed, I also got to figure out that, like you said, it's a vibe, and so when on stage, there's a vibe between the artist and the people and the crowd. The artist, the DJ, whoever else is on stage, and the people on the crowd. There's a vibe. There's an energy, constantly in motion. You feel me? So when I perform, my goal is to kind of like to bring the excitement. My goal is to get people excited, to have a good time. There's different ways to do this though. So for example, if I'm at a show with a lot of people like in the building, I'm going to want to create the most like the most crazy,
just the moshing,
exactly,
just the thing to make people remember you,
exactly, right? Now if I'm in a room that's like smaller, maybe there's a few people in there, depending on how I feel, I could either still give them the full 100 experience, or I could say, you know what, I'm gonna give them 40%, and that the way I'll give that 40%, the whole room is gonna feel that 40%.
So it's kind of like proportional. So pretty much it's kind of like what the crowd is giving you is what you're gonna give back, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Damn. Actually, that's lit. See, I never like thought about it like that, because like, you know what I'm saying, like I'm not an artist, but like, you know, now that you're explaining it, like it does make sense, because at first sometimes I wonder, I'm like, you know, why isn't this artist going off? But then like, it's almost a selfish way of thinking when you're like, damn, you know, like why would you put yourself in that position if you're like, you know, you're not gonna get like that.
I mean,
reaction.
you know what it is too. A lot of artists don't know the science behind performing.
Let me ask a quick question before we get into the science. Do you believe you need a team when you're on stage? Like, okay, so like a DJ, like
that's
do
what
you
I say.
feel like
it depends.
Okay.
Because for example, some artists, like for example, I will put on a way better performance if I have my DJ with me. Okay. Shout out No Request, like that's my DJ. But I could still put on a pretty great show without a DJ. You know what I mean? But I would prefer to have my DJ because we have a vibe that we can.
What's it called? What's the word for it? Dichotomy.
Yeah.
Like it's like a. What the fuck? I'm pretty sure that's dichotomy. Like that is like it's like a. Like the two-man team.
Yeah, it's a shared
because he knows your set. He knows
exactly.
your vibe. He literally knows your vibes. Yeah.
Exactly. So he knows how to help me carry that on. You feel me? Okay. Now, for example, this is why I think a team is necessary though, because if I have my DJ, we have a lighting guy, we have a sound guy that knows how to finesse the whole thing. It'll be a way better performance than if I just have my DJ. Now, me and my DJ are still gonna give a great performance, but it wouldn't be the same as if we had the lighting, the smoke, the whole ambience.
Production.
There you go.
Yeah.
You feel me? So again, it's what aesthetic, what vibe are you going for? Like, some artists will come out with just their microphone and literally just rap on their beats, and they'll still give you a great show.
Right.
You feel me? But so what are you going for? What are you trying to do?
Okay. Ezko, what are your goals in, like, with your music? Like, where do you see your music being at? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you going for like like in a way, like legendary? Like, you want, because you say you're a man that you love so your music is of a quality. You want your music to be remembered. Right?
Yeah, I want my music to definitely stand the test of time.
Okay. I've noticed like so your sound is like, it's pretty cool that you say that, because you still keep your playful. I hear your little playful sound, and I've noticed when people like say, "Oh, I want my music to be remembered," they almost rush to the lyrical, like, the lyrical. Yeah. But you don't really do that. Like, you do whatever, honestly, which I think that's the most interesting thing about you, is your versatility. Like,
yeah.
Back on saying that.
Like, I mean, I just really, the thing is though, like, even in my more fun music, I do try to keep it lyrical still, but I just keep it lyrical in a different way. So what I try to do is, it might not be subject matter that's so deep, but the way that I'll share it will give you a perspective that is deep,
like a different delivery, right, of some sort.
Yeah, it's like, I might be talking about drugs and bitches, but it's not the same way that this guy might be talking about.
I got you.
Maybe my perspective on drugs and bitches is that, do it in moderation or something. You feel me? It's
right.
like it's different. I'm not just gonna give you.
Be safe about it.
Well, not even necessarily that, but more so like, I did some drugs, this is how my shit went out.
Right.
I did this is how it worked out for me. Maybe you might want to do it, maybe you might not. Right. I leave it to them. So that's how I try to give them depth, but still, it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be.
I try to keep the fun in it.
You got to, honestly. You got to. If not, then it's just kind of whatever.
Exactly.
So back to when we were talking about the shows. How was your first show? Like, what was like your first show like? Were you nervous or like?
My first show, I opened up for Logic.
That's hella pressure. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like, that's a heavy pressure. How was that actually? Yeah.
It's funny because so here's the thing. It wasn't pressure because at that point we were actually peers. So it was kind of like. Okay. It was kind of like
come up? Was he like coming up at the time?
Yes, like I'm telling you, like I had just heard he literally had dropped Young Broke and Infamous, I think is what it was called, or something. I think
that's been a while ago.
Exactly. Like he just dropped that, and like I can't even, I think I found him on DatPiff or something. I was like, yo, this kid is sick.
Damn.
He's sick, and he's from Maryland. He's from Gaithersburg. Fuck, let me hit him up. I literally added him on Facebook, started conversations, just like, you know what I'm saying.
That's some archive. That's some archive history. You heard? That's some archive history right there, bro.
So yeah, I opened up for his first show, for his first headlining show, which was the Young Broken Infamous tour, I think, or whatever, something like that. And I remember we got to the show, and I was the opener. That was like my first time opening, first time performing, first everything. I didn't know what I was doing. None of that. It was great though, because like I still got to. I've only gotten better from experiences. You know what I mean? I've never had a mentor. I've never had a manager. I've never really had somebody to be like, yo, do this, do that, do it like
trial and error, straight up.
My whole experience, my whole career has been trial and error. So my first time on stage.
How was the crowd?
I had fun. I mean, I'll be honest with you. My first time on stage, there were maybe like 9 people in the crowd. You know what I mean? Right. So it also kept me humble. I had to see that you have to develop a fan base from literally 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 people in the crowd to now maybe you got 20, 30, 50 to now maybe you got 100, 500 to 1,000, 10,000, etc. You feel me?
It's levels.
There's some people that go from, oh, you just making music, now you got 10,000 fans, and they don't know what that means. and they will fuck it up because they don't know what it means to go from 100 to 1,000 to 10,000 and so on and so forth.
I do believe as an artist, like for like a lot of people, it's almost like you're not ready for it. Like I'm pretty sure, like, I'm pretty sure you probably have experiences like when you're first show. Like where would you like to play at? Like for example, like what would be your spot that you'd be like, damn, dude, like I'm trying to play here. I
would love to play at Madison Square Garden.
That's probably like at least I don't even know what cap. I know it's probably like what, like 1,000 maybe, like 3,000. I don't know. Like that's
maybe 10, 12,000 or something.
See, like
I'm not sure. I might be wrong.
Like you said, like, you know, a lot of artists do fuck it up. Like I could see like the inexperience, but how do you feel? Do you think you will be able to handle it from like where you first started? Like, alright, so say for example, your first show was like 9 people. Like, how do you feel you would handle 12,000 right now?
I'd kill it.
For real? Like,
yeah, without a doubt.
Hell yeah.
I mean, only because like I know what I can do on stage, and I've imagined myself. I mean, like I said, for example, the biggest turnout that I ever performed for it's either the Pusha T show or when I opened up for They at Songbird, because the Songbird show was sold out, and that's like it was a 250 capacity cap.
Yeah, Songbirds pretty small venue, but the Fillmore, man, like I believe that's the footage I saw of you, and you had all them people right there jumping, and I was like, yo, that's lit.
I mean,
like,
it doesn't hurt to have your own fans in the crowd too.
Yeah, absolutely. How did it make you feel when you seen those people like feeling you, like feeling your vibe?
It was it's normal at this point because like I've had that experience quite a few times.
Were you nervous when you were going off? Because I seen you, man. You was going off on stage. I don't get some rock star shit, bro. I
don't get nervous until like I'm only nervous before the show, but like once I grab the microphone and I'm in front of the crowd, it's nothing.
It's a rap. Like
it's nothing.
Okay.
I developed a mindset though. That's what made the shows easier because I imagine a show as fun time. Like it's never work. It's never. For me, when I get on stage, I'm about to have fun. That's what it is.
So you say you have fun, but at the same time, you say that you see it as business at the same time, right?
So I mean, all of it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, everything is business.
Once you handle the business, then you have fun. So the business part is selling the tickets and making sure that, you know what I'm saying, you have people that show up for you.
Bro, you gotta have fun, man. Like I said, because I said, keep going back to the one video that I always thought. I wish I could remember the name of that song, bro. Like
it's probably Turbo Thought.
That shit had the crowd jumping. I was like, because they were panning. I was like, yo, what the fuck? They're like, yo.
Yeah, nah. That another very lit performance that I had was at Tropicalia. I opened up for Lil Wayne and Chapo. That show was lit.
Didn't Lil Wayne pass, unfortunately?
No. I think he's still alive.
I thought there was a rapper by the name of Wap that died.
Jimmy Wapo.
Jimmy Wapo. Is he the one that passed the day X passed as well? Yeah, I think. Philly? I want to say. Rest in peace.
To the legends.
Yep. Rest in peace. I wasn't really too familiar with Jimmy Waffle, but like you know, like I heard, if given a chance, would you sign to a label? Would you stay independent? I know this is
It depends on how much they talking, man. You feel me? Like
okay.
I'm not about to sign for no bullshit. You feel me? But at the same time, and honestly, like there's not enough money to buy my creative. You know what I'm saying? So regardless of how much money they talking, if they're not about to let me do me, it's not working.
Because the art is priceless at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And honestly, to me, and this is something that I preach to every artist, your value is in your perspective. And as soon as you sign that over, you're done.
So you believe in the terms of signing your soul?
Yeah, kind of. That's kind of what that means.
Like...
Well, it's a little deeper than that.
Well, it's actually deeper than that, because the whole Uzi verse situation
That's what I'm
was
saying.
insane.
There's a lot,
There was a lot of other things going on between there. So like
there's a lot
the DJ drama, the real personal stuff, so that kind of like screwed him over in the end. One topic I wanted to talk to you about, what do you think about artists rebuilding themselves? Do you feel like they can come back?
Yeah, for sure. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like, it depends on what you got involved in. You feel me? Because there's certain shit that you probably can never come back from. Because, like in general in life, there's mistakes that you make that you can't come back from, period.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I definitely feel like there's certain things that if you do as an artist, that's it. But I feel like artists also have a certain amount of leeway because there's songs that if you fall in love with it, no matter what, that person might do the worst thing in the world and you'll hate them and you might still listen to that song. And then there's certain, but I think it depends because, like, I'll give you an example. When Melly dropped "Murder on My Mind," I thought it was a cool song. Yeah. But when I heard that whole incident, it put a really fucked up taste in my mouth, and I can't watch the video or listen to that song the same way ever again.
And it actually sounded really eerie after that. I don't know after
you
that.
See
it
what I'm
like
saying?
A spell. Did it sound like a spell to you a little bit?
Not even necessarily a spell.
What was a confession? I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yes,
it was a straight confession.
It sounded more so like
I did what I did, like, and I'm not even like hiding it. Yeah,
right.
It was definitely interesting.
So, like, there's certain shit that I feel like you can't come back from. I don't know how his fans are treating that shit, but I, as a music listener, I can't go back to that and continue to
accept it as normal.
And right, you feel me?
Yeah.
I can't. So
there's that.
It depends, you know. Like, again, I guess to me, it's what's your work ethic and what's the quality of your music, because that's ultimately what's either gonna make people, you know what I'm saying, give a fuck or not.
Yeah, because I mean, like, for example, like 6ix9ine, very super polarizing artist.
Exactly.
Like, what's your take on that? You think he could rebuild himself off that?
I mean, this is the thing, right? 6ix9ine's fan base is a certain demographic, right? It ranges, but primarily is of a certain demographic. And I think primarily that demographic, they don't give a fuck about the street code. So I generally think that most of them, if he continues to put out what they fell in love with, they're gonna keep listening and continue to support him. If he continues to do the things that he did that made them fall in love with him, he's gonna continue winning. But if he doesn't, and that's exactly what's happening. Yeah. He's not trolling no more. He's not doing no crazy shit. As a result, he's not really.
It's because not only that, but it goes back to the COVID thing, and not only that, but like I think people are a little bit too tired of whatever. So much fucked up shit is going on that he just.
There's no space for him to also be a fucked up thing in our
literally, like,
stratosphere.
I believe if COVID wasn't happening, he came on, did whatever, you know, regardless.
I mean, also because of the snitching, like, people are on standby, ready to hit that lick. Like, anybody's ready to, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure there's people that are ready to be like, yeah, I'm the one that caught the 6ix9ine body. Like, there's people walking around
it's like a badge of honor. I could see it.
You feel me? So,
so there's that.
So, yeah, there's not much he can do. And, like, in order for him to come back, he would have to do a lot that I don't think he's trying to do.
It's the proving it would be like, I can't even fathom it, honestly. We would have to be like, try to be you celebrate holidays? Like, are you into that thing?
I'm not really a big holiday person, but I celebrate certain ones. I'm not really into certain holidays because I feel like, think about it, like, we're under a capitalist system, so technically a lot of everything is worshiping money or is praising the money of idea. So let me give you an example. When you think about Christmas, the theme or the idea or the branding, the story is about Jesus Christ or Santa Claus, right? Usually one of those two things. But the reality, that's just the storyline. But the real tribute that is being paid is purchase, money being spent. Now, the whole idea of it is materialism. So the real root of Christmas, the real root of Santa Claus is materialism. So the holiday is actually based around money. Same thing with Thanksgiving, same thing with Halloween.
Valentine's
They're just
Day and all that,
validate. Most of these holidays are towards spending.
Yeah.
The only holiday I actually truly celebrate is birthdays, because even that one is also kind of towards spending, but at least that one is more so towards an individual. So if I'm going to celebrate, this one is in celebration of me.
Okay, instead of
or I'm celebrating someone else that I love and care about.
Understandable. It's more noble. I guess you can use that.
And honestly, I don't know. I feel like if I'm going to celebrate a pagan holiday, I'm going to celebrate the one that's exalting myself.
Yeah. Instead of, like, making you have to go out and, like, feel like you have to almost, like, conform to, like, I can explain, like, Christmas and all that. Like, I've never been really big on Christmas and all that because it's kind of a weird concept for me to, like, wow, I have to buy gifts for everyone, even people like I don't even fuck with, like,
right,
like, you know what I'm saying,
exactly.
Like, and the birthdays, I feel like that's a more personal thing. That's like you said, like, the person I love. That's like a, you know,
right,
like a one-on-one type deal,
right,
at least for me. But so all right, let me ask you a question. You didn't say New Year's though,
right? I mean, I don't really care for New Year's either, because what the fuck is time?
man-made construct.
Exactly. Yeah. So what are we really celebrating?
Nothing.
Exactly. Now
hey,
even that one.
Hold on.
Even that one. But see that one too. That one is also a money-based holiday.
It's bar holiday.
Well,
straight up.
Besides even that, so it's the whole idea of resetting the calendar, because pretty much when you reset the calendar, that means you're starting over your ledger for accountants, and you're starting over your certain like your money, like your spendings and all that other stuff, and your projections and all that other shit. So because the years are divided into quarters and shit, so all business and companies, they look at the year based on, oh, this is quarter 1, this is quarter 2, this is quarter 3, this is quarter 4.
Yeah, like
if the year doesn't reset, there's no quarter to go back to do the math.
It's not, and I know that, but people would lose control of their money flow and all that. It would just create a big mess.
So therefore, the year only resets for the people at the top of the food chain, the best mathematicians, the accountants, all the people handling the money and businesses and all that shit. The year resets for them. That's the only people that it actually matters to.
Let's go. So what do you want to tell your fans, bro?
I just want to tell my fans, man, just stay expecting. I have great shit on the way. I'm working hard as hell. I just need y'all to be there. Need y'all to like support whoever I'm supporting, and just, you know, show love. I got new clothes on the way. Come Alive Season 2 is on the way. New projects, new music videos. I'm gonna be working even harder in 2021. So stay tuned, man. I know I don't be posting that much on my socials, but I'm alive and I'm working. So alright, y'all, that was the interview with Ezko. If you guys like my videos, hit that like and subscribe for me. Also, don't forget to follow me on my social medias, which are posted at the bottom of the screen. Till next time, I'll see y'all.